Rolling, and you got them pinned?
Let's count the check. 10 seconds later.
Okay. You're good to go.
Bob, good morning, folks. Thing called Double Rock. We back here again to rock somebody head off. Yes, Ken, we rocking off this week, man. Ain't nobody know we rocking off this week.
Boy, I tell you, rocking off going on this week.
Boy.
Penny.
Anyway, well, you see we have a guest in studio today, so we first of all, we can let her introduce herself, and then we can get rolling. Thing called Rock Up.
Good morning, happy Father's Day. I am Kendini Campbell Moss, Shell Saxon Superstars, and by way of the Ministry of Tourism, I'm here.
Thing called current right there, my boy. Next thing I want to say, I voice out the gate, actually, Double Rock voice out the gate, saying, Happy Father's Day. We ain't had to pick no numbers for that, my boy. See what I'm saying? That's why we say, Happy Father's Day to all your fathers out there. And thing called, we can love ourselves today. Even if you ain't no daddy, but you still a daddy. That's right. Anyway, the first thing we can go deal with is the same thing you talk about, picking them numbers. Saying that we had to pick no numbers today. And this is why we have our guest in studio today. Because we need to address this issue. See what's going on? Anyway, you see the post what they put up the other day, right?
Yeah, I see that, brother.
Alright then.
First of all, let's Ms. Campbell explain the whole gist of the festival.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get there before we start rocking.
The proper title is.
The proper title is Junkanoo Summer Festival.
Right.
Okay.
And Junkanoo Summer Festival has been in existence now for about 22 years. It's first started on Bay Street. It's a combination of different groups, of different music. Of course, the different music being when we have our festival for the grand finale, the different music that's featured. But the premier music that's featured, of course, is Junkanoo. We have different culinary delights, but the base of the festival is Junkanoo, and it's during the summertime. Now, of course, it's taken on a different characteristic, a different feel. We wanted to market somewhat like the actual real Junkanoo festival that happens during the Christmas and during the New Year break. And as a result of that, certain things have taken formation, and it's now where it is at today.
Sound like a plan, but one thing I can say, I always like Junkanoo Summer Festival, but besides Independence, that's my favorite parade, you know.
I agree. The Summer Festival has really enhanced our product and it's given us another venue, another opportunity to showcase what we do. And it all gives opportunity for a lot of Bahamians in summertime and there's nothing really to do. So we commend the ministry for having the festival. So Kenny, the festival really is an extension from the old Gombe style festival they used to have back on Bay Street?
It is in some aspects, but remember now we have Junkanoo Summer Festival and then we have Gombe Summer Festival, so we have them tied into one. You have 1 month of Junkanoo and then you have 1 month of Gombe Summer Festival. But this year what we've decided to do is put the Gombe Summer Festivals in the islands so that you will have a Bahama venture of such. Persons in Exuma, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Nagua, they're able to experience exactly what Gombe Summer Festival is. So we didn't want it to be so Nassau-centric, but we wanted to spread it out. Now, in most instances, people plan their vacations, they plan their honeymoons, they plan their activities around your festivals. And a festival brings culture into the city. It's not so much Nassau-centric, but we want it to be a 700-island destination portfolio. So you were able to hip and hop to each different island to experience something different. Because what you experience in Exuma for Gombe may not be the same thing that you experience in Freeport for Gombe. But Nassau-centric Junkanoo Summer Festival, it's one way.
Okay, so there's not going to be a Gombe Summer Festival in Nassau this year.
No, it's just going to be Junkanoo Summer Festival.
Okay, I got you.
It's just Junkanoo Summer Festival, and we kick off July 1st.
July 1st, and take a break for
Independence.
Give us the whole rundown of the weeks on what's going on in the weeks.
We start with choreograph, then we go into music, then we go into overall, and then we have the final night of judging. The final night of judging will give us an opportunity to tell you who was won choreograph, who was won music. Of course, music seems to be the most coveted portion of the Junkanoo Summer Festival, and in that aspect, it has taken over Junkanoo as a whole, because sometimes it seems as if though people seem to only come to Bay Street for music. They forget the other components, like choreograph, like off the shoulder, step down, like performance. Like, are you only coming for music? It seems as if we're only coming for music. So music, of course.
Music gone again?
Music gone, off with your head. So music, of course, is a mammoth part of the Junkanoo Summer Festival.
But one thing I love about the festival, and I want to commend tourism especially for it, is breaking down these categories and giving showcase to each individual section for a particular night. Can you imagine if we could do that for like Big Beach or Big Junkanoo and actually have a festival that stretches from, let's say,
A whole week or two.
yeah, stretch from one parade to the next,
But-
and then you would have.
But unanimously, you have to understand that there's so many egos involved with Big Junkanoo, you can't get past yourself. We have a king and queen competition in
We
Junkanoo.
applaud you guys.
Right?
Why?
Now,
that should be something.
That should be
it's a big
something
Junkanoo.
that's implemented in JCN.
Yeah.
Apples from the Valley Boy. When Apples come to the Boulevard, because we call Arawaki the Boulevard, when Apples came, she did a fantastic job. Jessica came, Jessica won. Jessica did a fantastic job. We have the king, Rotavio Gator, John did. Between John and Tavio, they did an absolutely fantastic job. You have Kumbi, who is of course in the B category,
yeah.
but they come and they bring the Boulevard alive.
Bring the energy.
There can only be one king, one queen of Junkanoo, but you have it segmented into A and B category.
Yeah.
That makes the difference. We look at Junkanoo and we encapsulate it. Junkanoo is like nothing else in this world. You could be anywhere. You could be in Lagos, Africa, and when you hear the sound of the drum, you know that's only one thing. That's you. Junkanoo is life. No matter how we cut the mustard, Junkanoo unites people from all different ethnic backgrounds, whether you're black, pink, orange, gay, straight, bisexual, homosexual, that's Junkanoo.
Junkanoo.
It is what it is.
Well, it would be good if the JCMP would look into enhancing the product we have now, especially on Bay Street. I mean, if tourism could actually show us a little snippet of what the future could be, you know, the possibilities
But
endless.
everyone says that it's incumbent upon tourism. Cultural tourism brings tourists here. Look at what Angelique does in terms of the Junkanoo Commandos.
Oh, we want to commend the commandos on winning the Kasika Award recently.
And they had the
Kudos.
fun landmark thing yesterday.
Yesterday morning.
I just can't get up that kind of time.
No, I can't. I
I
can't
had
agree
a
with that.
weather issue. Sorry, we didn't make it actually.
But hopefully they had a good time out.
But groups like the commandos going to different countries
And colours.
and colors.
Yeah.
And others, 'cause I mean, you want to even bigger Roots. Roots is on Good Morning America the other day.
Definitely.
So Junkanoo, you know, we be getting there, but from a tourism standpoint, if you were the Minister of Tourism,
Director General of Tourism.
if you are the Director General of Tourism,
Yes.
what would you do as a Junkanoo or from a Junkanoo background? What would you implement, or what would you like to see happen?
Well, first and foremost, as the Director General of Tourism, when that honor is bestowed upon me, first and foremost, as a Junkanooer, I put Junkanoo on the forefront. Anything that we have in, we put Junkanoo there. You use nothing else. You have the cowbell, the tum tum. You have the bass drum. You have me some brass players. You have me a beautiful girl. You have me a handsome boy. We are able to do this. You put Junkanoo at the forefront. If I am having a CTO conference, when my CTO people are walking into this island, when they get to the airport, Junkanoo greets them on the tarmac. Not when you get in the airport. I want you to know that this is my culture from the onset. Anything that I have, I make sure that my entertainers are well enhanced. You can't have a Junkanoo hotel act, or you can have a hotel and corporation act without your entertainers, without Junkanoo. There's nothing you can have without Junkanoo being in it. If we have the cutting of a cake, Junkanoo is involved. You put your culture out first. When you go to Cuba, you don't see anybody else's culture, you see their culture. When you get downtown for our second port of entry, when you get to Festival Place, when you hop off of that pier and you get to Festival Place, Junkanoo is at the forefront. Instead of you giving me $2 million for Junkanoo, you give me $15 million for Junkanoo. I set up an actual housing facility for all of these elaborate costumes that are built. I charge you $5 for an adult, $2 for children to come in. I indoctrinate you in the culture of Junkanoo, not just the fact that Junkanoo is happening now, but the fact that Junkanoo is still on the books as noise ordinance. I let you know that listen, Junkanoo is me, Junkanoo is you. I come to get me. If I am able to showcase my culture, Nobody else can take that from me. Recently in Beijing, China, Theodore, he had a fashion show. Do you know what he featured? Junkanoo. Japan, Junkanoo. Any place that I go, and when I go out, I'm wearing me a Junkanoo paraphernalia. I'm wearing me the most Junkanooest dress you could find. But you have to put Junkanoo at the forefront. That is your culture. When somebody asks me, you have to go to Germany for work, they're gonna ask me, why would you sell the Bahamas to me? Why would I sell the Bahamas to you? It's not for you to just say that it's a closer port in terms of Europe or in terms of North America or in terms of Miami. I want you to come to New Providence. I want you to experience Junkanoo. I want you to feel what I feel. I want you to get that I want you to get goosebumps.
Yeah.
You understand me? I want you to feel it in your belly.
There you go.
Okay? I want you to know that, listen, this is a memory that I hold there with my father. If it weren't for my daddy, would I know what Junkanoo is? Or would I just be a regular spectator? You have to feel this. You can't take a lay person and put them into a Junkanoo shot and expect them to understand the frustration or have the appreciation for what Junkanoo really is. You can't do it. You have to have someone on the back bench or you have to have someone on the forefront who knows what Junkanoo is. Not someone who just said, oh, let me give them a couple dollars. The respect level for Junkanoo or Junkanooers is zero. It is zero. They don't respect us. They don't respect the fact that, listen, you take time from your family, your sweetheart, in some of your cases. You take.
Are you trying to throw rocks like that?
I ain't trying to say. Let's be real. Are we being honest? You take time away from your family. You put in blood, sweat, and some of the money that's put into Junkanoo, you can never recoup.
Right. Like we had this discussion last week talking about what it costs to get a major group to Bay Street. But that'll shock people. People don't even know that. Everybody, each group spend about $150,000 per morning to get to Bay Street.
Not to mention the background work, because you have to pay. You have to pay for skin. You have to pay for accommodations.
I'm telling you.
But
that's just on the surface.
That's just on the surface. But you know what I think we take for granted? We take the craftsmanship and the workers for granted. All I'm asking you to do is listen. Come by the shack and say, fellas, ladies, this one 10 case of, I don't want KFC. You can't give me to Kentucky. You can't get this one 10 case of KFC. Yeah. There's a couple beers. There's 2 cases of water. Show me your appreciation. Yeah. That's all I'm asking you to do. A thank you goes a very, very long way. Yeah. That's all I'm saying to you. When you walk downtown, to piggyback back up your question, Kevin, when you walk downtown Nassau, as the Director General, should that be bestowed upon me, there's no, that's a traffic-free zone. Walking pedestrians only. When you walk downtown, I ain't gonna be able to hear no One Love. I ain't gonna be able to hear Junkanoo music that will ring off in your ears. By the time you get back to the ship or to the airport, all you hear is bells, ringing in your ears. That's all you have to hear. We have to be able to not so much prostitute what we have, but to sell what we have, but sell it in a decent and honorable way. It's for the love of God and country, not just for bragging rights. What you bragging about? Because at the end of the day, these big boy groups, what have you done in the community? Because half of the people that you say that you helping, they still drinking from the pump. They still getting pump water. So what these big boys did, who you send to school? Who have you helped to further their career? Who are you helping just to say, listen, this is a blind? Who are you really helping? Who are you doing something for? So you just to be saying that you're a big boy? But these seem so-called big boys. I look at Genesis organization. Genesis is considered an underdog. One family was considered an underdog when they first came out as well. But look at Genesis. They have food drives. They have clothing drives. They help kids go to college. What are these big boys doing?
I agree with you 1,000%. I think what Genesis is doing is excellent, and because they're structured their group based on those fundamentals, it's easier for them. I'm not just making excuses for the big boys. The big boys need to get with it because this is the future. Yeah. You know what I mean? We have to help our individuals, our organizations, and our communities in order to grow the Bahamas. And I agree with you. Kenny, today's Father's Day I know if it wasn't for your father, you wouldn't be involved in Junkanoo.
Not at all.
So, give you this opportunity now. Let us know how you got involved with Junkanoo and how your father influenced your Junkanoo experience in your Junkanoo.
Well, my one good decent daddy.
One
good decent
daddy.
Kendall Franklin Addison Livingston Campbell. of Ross Corner.
Do it again.
The whole government game, my boy. The whole government name.
Kendall Franklin Edison Livingston Campbell, born to Maria Sanders Campbell Johnson.
Cool.
That's my wonder daddy. Well, my dad is one of the founding fathers of the Shell Saxon Superstars, and all of my memories in terms of Christmas, New Year's, any type of family occasion has been centered around Junkanoo.
Yeah.
I'm the eldest of two children. My brother and I are 8 years apart, and I was the only child my father had for a very, very long time. So when my daddy would go to play football with the Bex Bombers, and when he would go to the Junkanoo shack, he would take me along with him. My dad would also take me to the beauty salon, so because my mom couldn't plait my hair, and then after a while it was like just too much, so they just bald my head, so I had an afro for many, many years. Do you remember that, Kevin? I had an afro for many, many years. So I'm involved in Junkanoo purely because of my dad. When I first started to rush, there were only 3 little girls that rushed on Bay Street. It was Lick Scavala's daughter Tina, and it was Fanera and Hannah and myself. We were the first 3 little girls that rushed with the Shell Saxon Superstars.
Oh.
And at that time, we were not involved in choreographed dancing. We were right in the front of the banner, and we were able to wear cloth. So we would wear Darissa dresses, and we would just get a pasted hat. Kool-Aid would paste us a hat, and we would wear white gloves, and we were always very pretty and decorated. And as time matriculated, I went into choreograph with Higgins. Henry Higgins was our choreograph leader at the time. But if it weren't for my dad, I would not be involved in Junkanoo, and I have a love for it because of what he has taught me. Now, my brother doesn't really get involved with it. Now, he can be a tom-tom. He has no problem with it, but to say go in Mason's Edition or sit down and have a long lengthy conversation about Junkanoo, he don't care. He is not even interested.
No.
But I try to foster that same experience with my daughter. My daughter's 3 years old, and she sometimes goes out with Genesis. She has a Christmas event. She has a birthday. Every birthday that she's had Junkanoo, and Dramico Dean from, at the time, he would always get his fellas. They would come, they would rush, have a little rush out for my child. Recently at a nice school, they had Junkanoo week. So we had to have a rush out.
Oh, wow.
We had to have full rush out. We had to have everything done.
Speaking of that Junkanoo week, were you instrumental in having or introducing that Junkanoo week to your daughter's school?
Yes.
Okay, but
I had to.
parents, we have to open our mouth.
Say, don't forget Muffin.
Oh, you can't forget Muffin Fernanda.
Yeah.
Muffin Fernanda, I mean, she is the first chairman woman for a huge Junkanoo group. And when you look at what she has accomplished in her first day on Bay Street, a win?
A win-win situation.
A win-win? Can you
Muffin,
understand that?
This one's for you, babes.
Muffin has done a fantastic job. I mean, and even in terms of women that have come before, you have Linda, Owen's mom, Bella.
Yes.
You have the very first woman of Junkanoo. You have some people that have paved the way for females to do certain things, because there once was a time where Junkanoo was a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You couldn't find a woman.
Agreed.
Maureen Devalier, the very first. But after her, there are others. Then you have Stacy, who rushes with the Saxons. You have all of these. You have Yorica. You have all of these different women that have become a staple. Teeny. You have Kishlane O'Brien. You have these women that have become a staple in Junkanoo.
Of course, Arlene.
Well,
How
Arlene was
could
my
we forget
principal.
Arlene?
When I was an interesting student at St. Augustine's,
See.
and I couldn't stay out of trouble. So I couldn't stay out of trouble. So mommy said, I sick and tired of this. Send you to St. John's. I spent most of my time at St. John's in the principal's office, which was Arlene's office. And at the end of my, starting to be at the end of my matriculation in high school, I became prefect, and I was able to do much better in terms of my mouth, because I always got trouble because of my mouth. And Mrs. Ferguson
Love to
said,
talk.
Kendra? Yes. Why did you do that? I said, because I felt like it should come out. She said, you got to purge. I said, Miss Ferguson, I can't do it. So she said, use it, articulate it on paper. And then I started to write. As a result of that, I became proficient in English language, and that's what my first degree is, in English language and communications.
Excellent.
So Arlene Nash is one of those people that have taught me what it is that I need to know. Arlene is our culturist at the Ministry of Tourism. Okay. So when we sit around the table, it's not just, Kennedy is a Junkanoo, or Thunder, who rushes with roots, is a Junkanoo. Arlene is there. She's able to give them the history. She's able to say to them, listen, you have to have some level of respect for us as we sit around this collective table, because whether you believe it or not, think about it. If the Junkanooers do not participate, we have no festival.
Exactly.
Makes sense, plenty sense.
And that's the power of Junkanoo, folks. And we've been trying to preach that for a long time. Without us, there is no Junkanoo. And that's why I love that shit with Angelica herself now too. I am Junkanoo.
You know Angelica's an original sax in her pa's Freddie McKay, right? And she's get sidetracked.
Hey, see why you just get rock up around you. Anyway, before we go
I just wanted her to know, like, who she come from.
Yeah. Before we go any further, we can just let people know where we is. We broadcasting live from Friends August Bar and Grill. Like I say, every day is Friday and 2 days is Saturday here. You know what I mean? So any day you come here, it could be a Friday afternoon. So don't come here and say it's Friday, you're having something. Every day is Friday here. We located on Madeira Avenue. That's Madeira Street. I say an avenue, but I believe this is the boulevard. Madeira Street, next to Bahamas up. Yellow and white 2-story building. Take on across the Department of Statistics.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You can come up here, we open every day from 6:30 until except Sunday, which is today. Love your Father's Day. Don't come here. Don't come here for nothing. Anyway, before we got to piggyback to the summer festival vibe, right? Because I won't get wasted no stones when I come out here today.
Don't wanna go.
You think, yeah, like this number thing, like I said, we ain't got to pick no numbers to run this show today. But this number is concerned these people up and everybody up and right? I mean, they get a point, and I get a point.
And we have a comment that was made by Jamaica Airtime Dean.
Yeah.
And I'd like to read that.
Read that off.
And I'd like to thank Air for my Saxon hat. You know, it is what it is. Air, you gave me a Saxon hat. I need a Genesis hat now, bro.
My mommy's still asking for the Genesis t-shirt from Air, so I don't know when you can get that.
Yeah, you're getting big rock show at you right now.
Next print.
Man, Air those have a whole warehouse.
They
have a trailer.
And he gonna give you one war.
They're not money. You don't think Owen and Adam will do better than this?
But you can't even want one of them war hats.
My
You're
God.
one of them war hats and war shirts.
My
And
God.
speaking of war hats, we gotta big up our boy.
Oh, you mean they marketing manager?
Yeah, marketing manager.
Awesome. Awesome Hawk.
Awesome Hawk.
So hold on. Awesome Entertainment is no longer with one family.
Awesome
Say
Entertainment.
what?
Awesome Entertainment is marketing all Junkanoo groups.
Awesome is for Awesome Hawk now.
It's Awesome Hawk.
My God, this is
Is it?
powerful.
And have you heard of the Junkanoo draft?
I have.
Okay, well,
I also
we
heard,
can
but I also heard about the fights.
We can get in that after
Get that.
we adjust this little concern here about the
God.
summer festival.
Okay.
We throwing big rocks today, my boy.
Oh, God.
It reads, Dear Ministry of Tourism,
Correct.
how can you say it's a competition and give numbers to whom you seem fit? How can you say the Summerfest is a stage production and that you can save the best for last? Well said. The entire show put everyone in their slots. How can you say it's a competition and it's being judged and it's not being fair process? How can you have meetings from February, set rules for the parade, send emails about the rules, and at the last minute come up with a different plan that is not discussed by other groups? Please let's stop with the division in Junkanoo. We do this for love. If it's not a fair process, it will continue to be a black eye on our culture. And you have to stop. A black eye on our culture. And you at the top are the ones responsible. This is the 4th Summerfest approaching, and we have never had this skullduggery. I call it as I see it. Be transparent, but the normal ain't seeing the peanuts. Kenny, this is referring to a process that took place, I think it was Friday.
I don't remember picking. Yeah.
Number picking, where I know the position normally by the ministry is that the group that wins the festival from the prior year closes out the next year, which will be 2017, which will be the Valley Boys.
Correct.
I think the issue that most groups are having now is the fact that the Saxons were slotted in automatically at the 5th position, and all other groups were asked to pick between 1 through 4. I personally have a position on why it was done that way, but let me ask you, why was it done that way?
Well, for all intents and purposes, Mr. Dean is well within his right to contest what the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism has deemed honorable and decent for the Junkanoo Summer Festival. Some things are over my pay grade and over everyone else's pay grade as they come down directly from the top.
Agreed.
Now, I will reiterate this. In order for us to have a successful festival, it cannot happen without everyone collectively sitting at the table. Mr. Dean was at the meeting for the number picking that morning that we held at 8 a.m. on Friday. Mr. Dean sat to my right. When it was brought up, it was asked, this is what we are proposing, this is what we want to have done. Mr. Dean emphatically and very passionately stated his position. As a Ministry of Tourism executive, I can only say that the Valley Boys had their slot. The Saxons getting their slot was something that was decided as we all sat around the table. I did not make that call. As a representative for the Shell Saxon Superstars, I was just as surprised as anybody else. Now, in going forward, Mr. Ayer has petitioned and sent a letter to the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. With him having sent that letter to the Ministry of Tourism, we are duly noting it. We have taken the proper measures in place to ensure that we have a different set of processes that happen for the next set of number pickings. But as it relates to what has happened, I do understand and I do appreciate where he sits. But I ask you this question, because if it's not mainly about number placement, if the number roles were reversed, would we have the same issue?
I think we will. Yes, we will.
Okay, let me ask you this next question. You have Junkanoo Summer Festival. You have 33 vendors. You have 2 bars that are at Junkanoo Summer Festival. You have culinary staff that come out there to sell their wares. You also have artisans that come out there to sell their wares. The quote-unquote big boys of the parade are there.
No, okay. Here, I want to stick a pin. We need to stop using that quote-unquote the big boys.
No, you quoted.
I understand.
Michael Brennan, with his fast mouth, said the big boys are coming.
And Michael Brennan?
Who are the big boys?
Ain't no big boys in Junkanoo.
Who are the big boys? Because I want this to be stated clearly. I'm taking off my Ministry of Tourism hat.
There are no big boys in Junkanoo.
Let me take off my Ministry of Tourism hat.
Some rocking going on right now.
Let me take off my Ministry of Tourism hat.
So, hold on, so we're going to invite all our viewers, now to be getting now the bits and grits of it.
Yeah.
Come on Facebook and give us your opinion and let us know exactly what you think. We put
Huh?
questions, your questions.
Yeah.
Candy while we have a live, but go ahead.
Let me take off my tourism hat now.
Okay.
Okay? You call yourself the big boys. What have you done in this community to constitute yourself as a big boy?
You know,
Have you? No. Have you helped?
You know what they've done?
You win?
They win on Bay Street.
Win? Let me tell you something. A win does
A
not constitute you saying to me, listen, I hungry, I only have bread and salami. Give me a blind. You's a big boy. When the big boys sit around the collective table, 80% of that money going home with the big boys. Does that trickle down to that nigger in the shack who lining, who white, who making the cardboard whites? Does that trickle down to the bass drummer? Anybody else getting a share of lion money? Who else other than sitting at the big table?
It ain't trickling down the pop, right?
Okay, but don't come to me with no big boy. Because from the time I've known Kevin, you've been taking photographs. You've taken photographs for every major Junkanoo parade, off and on. Who give you a blind?
Genesis.
You hear who name you call first? That's what come to your recollection. Genesis. You who's more valley boy than you, and I don't want you come with no funny talk to me, Kevin. Okay? Very valley boys they give you. Okay.
The Valley Boys initially, in the first couple of years, they
This pie supposed to be for everybody to eat.
Agreed.
Not just for a chosen few.
Agreed.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Not because, don't take advantage of me, man, because I do it for the love. We working for one common goal, and I can tell you emphatically, you're joking. Because everybody's supposed to get something, not just some. Everybody's supposed to get.
So, Danny, do you think we should take the competition out of
Take it
festival?
out.
Because Ain't no prize.
We don't have no
Everybody
prize
gets the
money.
same
Everybody get the
segment,
same, Bob. Just get a little trophy and
Come,
thing.
put on a good show.
The only thing that you get a prize for would be the king and queen and the 3-man competition.
Oh, okay.
And you get your trophies for your consecutive
Okay.
or selective categories.
And that's another thing I want to commend the ministry for. The 5-man combo, the 3-man combo, the Bella.
Yeah.
These things are supposed to be happening for Big Junkanoo.
But you also
with a big prize.
But it also gives you an opportunity to have a grand finale night. On that
Yeah.
grand finale night, let me tell you something. Our entertainers are greatly underappreciated.
Wow.
You can have entertainers in the Bahamas that have a second job. There's no entertainer in Nassau that should have a second job.
They must be making that Bob.
They're supposed to be making that bug.
Yeah.
When I go downstairs in Malia, I'm supposed to be able to have a quartet band playing while I eat my breakfast because culture is here.
Yeah.
Why does the average entertainer have a second job? Why? And moreover, why does one set of people get the bump all the time? Who you know? Come on, let's level the playing field.
Yeah.
Level the playing field. It gives us an opportunity to let Veronica Bishop come and sing, to let Gino, to let Puzzle, to let all of these entertainers, that's a platform for them.
You can't forget our Junkanoos, you know.
Yeah, but I just
Levant,
want to say,
Levant, yeah,
I just going to say, we selling ourselves cheap as show groups too, man.
But
you getting on the show for
there's no reason that you should have a Junkanoo group and you still rushing for $75
That's
a
my point.
month.
That's what I just going to say.
$75. Who getting the lion's share of this money?
$75.
$75. I can buy $75.
That's only gas money.
Yes, my daughter only eats organic.
$75.
That's only one set of
And that's only one check, isn't
When
it?
I first
Check
came to
it.
the Junkanoo Jets, I mean, back 20 odd years ago,
Yeah.
we used to get $100 a man. You used to get a room inside the resort. We used to get eats and drinks inside the resort. You know, waiting outside until the show started, like
But
like
Kevin,
a leftover.
but
We used to get
Kevin,
treated with respect.
at the end of the day, you know when I hear them, even when they talk at work and they say, "Oh, it used to be this, it used to be," but I just reach. So if it's anyone who mess it up, it would be the ones that have been here before me.
Not necessarily, you know, it's we who are here now who sell ourselves short.
Oh,
we the
I'm
ones who
all
say
in
we
there.
do the show for
Kevin,
$50
but
or
Kevin,
$75.
why would I do a show for $50?
Yeah, but you're the artist. Say your artist come and say you want an artist come in to do a painting on this wall. Don't tell you off the top that's gonna cost you $3,200.
I want you to paint a mural of guts.
That's a $3,200 call. So why we as Junkanoos can't do the same way? We having you want us to?
Because we sell
Every man,
ourselves
yeah?
short.
We sell
We sell
every
ourselves
we
You
sell
speak about toy
every
selling and so
man.
short, but the level of respect has to start with you.
Yeah,
You
real
teach
talk.
a man how to treat you.
Yeah.
There's no way in this world. Listen, as a female in Junkanoo,
Yeah.
no man could come and point down my face and say, "You getting crazy, eh? Have you lost your mind?"
Yeah.
As a woman in Junkanoo, you have to stand your ground. You have to earn that respect, and respect is reciprocal. You
Yeah.
can't just everybody know the term. If you for feathers, everybody know that term. And you have some ladies that for feathers. Am I right?
Don't say $25 and $30 for a man and free board for a show. Buy other than buy $25 and $30. What I buy?
So 1 second show.
That's only for me to
the
show
warm
up.
up a drum costs more than $30.
Okay.
Do we really know the cost of Junkanoo in terms of a pair of cowbells, a drum?
Write it down in dollars and cents.
We really need somebody.
That people don't know. A pair of cowbell costs but what, $200 now?
I think
Average.
they're $250.
$250 starter price.
Listen,
300 is the average.
So when you say you have $150,000
I
to
can't
get
buy
a
my, I
good
can't buy
straight,
my, wait, man, that's it. That's
don't
what I
forget
tell
you
you.
have to buy skin too.
Yeah.
You have to head the drum. You have
I
to buy
know.
the paint for the drum.
I tell them, man, that's
Every season you have to change the color of the
I
drum.
tell them that's only base. If we really go into detail and get a budget of what a group spend to get the mainstream boss, all of
We would like somebody out there in the financial world who's drunkenly oriented with a group or something like that. If you can put something together, we can get some sort of a draft or
But
initial
Kevin-
cost exactly.
Glue.
$22 a gallon.
White
Contact,
paint.
24 gallons a gallon.
Contact.
Yes.
Come on, Kevin.
Yes.
Put it by unit cost.
For poison?
Yeah. For poison.
For poison.
You break that down.
Junkanoo is a very
Decorations.
expensive entity. And when we as Junkanooers do not garnish the respect that we should, but it's incumbent upon us to make the respect come forth.
Like
You
they
can't
say.
ask for something and don't give it.
That's like they say, if you don't respect yourself, why you expect others to respect you?
No way.
So, just like that. Just like, I'm gonna just break a pen right there. You see this lovely Junkanoo drink shop? Thing called Party Crashes, I saw all these shared friends that that's my boy. You see that look like Junkanoo right
I
there.
drinking this today.
And when people come to me and ask me for the prices of my drink, I don't hang up, I tell you by $75 a gallon. Dude say, boy, I can get a 40 for cheaper than that. Well, go get your 40, boss. That's my craft. That's what I do. I respect what I do. So that's why I price accordingly.
Are
So
those
don't.
alcoholic beverages?
Yeah, I got a little soft boy. Do if you want.
I don't drink. I'm Catholic.
No, I talking about the soft boy.
No.
Ain't no drink.
I'll stick with
You man, wait. You see, you watch the budget. You see the budget. You see duty free on Alta wine, right? And you talking about what? You check the budget.
Money
you,
Shevitz? Yes.
you see the budget paper would come around. They said the
Yes.
duty free on casket and
Yes.
the very bottom is casket and Alta wine.
Yes. So you're going to be serving ultra wine
So,
now.
I cost me over
paper, aluminum rods, these things are not in the budget?
I hope they bring me some of them bad boys.
Concessions you get, Junkanoo people get, the group is non-profit.
Yeah.
Can't
They say
they?
you gotta have a watt number, but you don't gotta pay watt. You got a 10 number. I
You
mean.
have a tin number.
A 10 number.
And the shell
Do
size
all
is
groups have 10 number?
10 number.
10
Yeah.
number.
We have a 10 number?
I walked and got it myself.
Yeah, we got a 10. But we need to get a 10 number for Rakape.
Is that a real group? Are you going fun group? Are you registered?
Like, you
June
think
1st
it's.
was the deadline.
Rock was the name of our show.
Oh, that's the show, Double
Are you
Rock.
registered?
Double Rock, the
Are
show.
you registered?
Yeah. The show, that's the show here.
I know. Are you registered?
Oh, we need to register then.
Show one first, the deadline is passed.
Let's just say that you want sponsorship.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to buy sponsorship or get sponsorship from you? And
Okay.
who I pay in?
Okay.
Am I paying Raka or am I going to pay you personally?
Oh,
You
that's-
need a tin.
Oh,
Are you
need one
registered?
10. Alright, then again.
We need
Maybe
to
get-
check. We need to
register
get our
for one
license.
10.
Go down
We
to
waiting on
Michael
that.
Road and get your business license. Get your tin.
Yeah, we can wait
We
on
waiting
that
on it.
10.
We are waiting on that 10, right.
I mean, talking about them, then we have on them shark roof neither.
No.
And no one
Or
should be
tin
having a
from.
tin shack.
No 10 shark, hey. Wait. Don't knock. Hey, Kenny, don't knock on no 10 now, but the best thing you can get is when you hear a rainfall on that 10 roof, boy.
Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter
Bing,
patter.
bing, 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 bing. Hey, that's the best sleep you'll have in the world.
We want to remind
I don't know about no tin roof now because
I know about tin
my
roof,
dad
right?
make sure I had roof, so I don't know.
I love 10 roof.
I don't know about no tin roof.
When I built my next house, I put 10 roof on that bike.
You
I
know,
so love 10
I
roof.
had that
you don't want
experience
to be in
before.
this tin roof.
What
but
you
you-
mean? My
10 is
10 lasts
nice.
longer than anything else.
This is nice. We want to invite the viewers out there on Facebook and any other places viewing this right now.
Yeah.
Comment and let us know. Give questions to Kenny. Kenny, I have one question for you.
Boston says that the rock company the last one.
That's all about it. Kenny,
Does he have a tin? I need to report him.
Boss, you operating big business today and get no 10 number.
My God.
Awesome
boy.
Marketing Agency Plus.
You gotta get your 10
Get your
number,
10.
boy. You can send the
Kenny,
people
I can
that
report him in the
from
morning.
headline revenues for you, boy.
I'm reporting Maki in the morning.
Kenny, they asked you if you were the Minister of
Director
Director
General.
General.
Director
Apparently you don't want a minister post. Anyway.
Yeah.
No.
If you were the, I hope I get the title right, the person in charge of the JCNP, what would you do differently this year or any, let's say this year coming up, what would you do differently to enhance Junkanoo or make Junkanoo better? Or what would you think the JCNP can do to make Junkanoo better?
Am I looking at a budget or I'm just simply using
Well, of
the
course.
means that are available to me?
Well, of course they have a budget. They have major sponsors, so of course they have a budget. They
I'm
have-
not talking about that BTC money. I'm talking about do I have a budget?
Budget.
BTC
Do I have
money
a
should
line?
be in the budget, shouldn't it?
Why is BTC money in the budget if that's a sponsor? Shouldn't doesn't JCNP get a stipend of government funds?
I don't know what the
How much
JCNP
they
gets.
get?
I'm asking you. I'm asking
Let me
you.
tell you my experience with the JCNP.
Tell me.
5 or so years ago, I asked a particular executive of JCNP, I said, I am not affiliated with any Junkanoo group. I have a lot to offer.
Yeah, but that's
I would like to
fine.
join. You know what I was told? I have to be a member of the JCNP to join the JCNP. And since then, they told me, no, that's not true. It's just that you cannot go to all the meetings if you ain't affiliated with a Junkanoo group. I say, okay, I have a lot to offer to Junkanoo. I have a lot of knowledge in Junkanoo. Wouldn't you want an independent person in the group?
But isn't that what y'all created the think tank for?
We had
Who's
that
your-
conversation. We had that conversation.
Isn't
the other
that
day.
what you get? Isn't
I
that
never
what y'all
made no way
created
to
the think tank
think
for?
I was initially a member of the think tank. I had another obligation on the day they chose to have meetings, so I was unable to attend. I am no longer, I think, a member of the think tank, and I don't know exactly where
Quite
the think tank
frankly,
stands anymore.
quite frankly, the think tank was garbage. I said that to you on and offline.
Okay.
The think tank
So
was
you can let
garbage.
people on air know why you think the think
I
tank
think
is
the think
garbage.
tank was garbage. I mean, these people you have sitting around the table, they don't know nothing but Junkanoo. Only thing they could tell you is what they read out of somebody else's book. They know nothing about it. You have to have real Junkanoos involved in the think tank because real Junkanoos know the oppression, the repression, and the progression of possibilities for Junkanoo. I don't want you to come to me. You can't get a brain surgeon to come to tell me nothing about heart surgery. What you come to tell me? You can't tell me anything because those two things do not correlate. If you need an administrator, then get an administrator. If you need a priest, then you get a priest. Don't mix a priest, a pastor, and a Jew up. Get it together. Make sure you know what you're doing before you come to Junkanoo's.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the carnival experience.
So, Kelly, am I not a Junkanoo?
Man, Kevin, you're a Junkanoo, Kevin. But Kevin, I don't want nobody even believe for a second that you're no real Valley boy. Because you're a Valley boy first. I asked to be a judge. Before, when we had the meeting, one particular individual, you's Casey's daughter?
Yeah.
I said, this man just come out of college and I said,
Yeah.
yes I am. Yes.
Come
What you come here to do? You come to pick up someone else. I said, no, I come to be a judge. I just fell out before I want to be a judge. No, baby. You go home. I said, pardon me? Who's more Saxon than you? I said, but I want to contribute somewhere else.
Cold.
That shut that right down.
Cold, boss. Just like that.
As far as I get JCNP are the meetings that we go to for the Shell Stocks and Superstars. But yet I digress. The moral of the story is you asked me, what would I do different for the JCNP? Now, the logistics of the JCNP and how we enter the parade and all of that, I think that's a fantastic idea.
Especially over the last 2 years.
Especially, I think that the merging movement is good. I don't think that we should have all the pump and pageantry for Junkanoo because 364 days I'm waiting to get to Bay Street. I don't need no prayer and no national anthem and no changing of the guard to come out the gate. Yeah. I don't need all of that. For me personally, the parade time I think needs to be extended. I can't lock my music in that
70 minutes now.
So would you be an agreement that Junkanoo start earlier? Because Junkanoo is not a sun time. It doesn't favor us to rush in the sun.
No, I don't know if I would favor it. Just maybe it could start at 10 o'clock.
8.
No, 8 o'clock. I just get
You're just trying to get out that
get that Christmas dinner set.
Well, I just finished fighting my little brother for the turkey neck.
You ain't prepared.
No. Let's say
10 o'clock.
Let's say 10 o'clock. Now, with the mobility issue, you have to make sure that your pieces are in place so that when you line up, you gotta go. Okay, so you have the logistics people to get them in there and do whatever has to be done. But logistically, I don't think anything is wrong with that. Now, the time factor, I have an issue with the time because...
What is it down to now? 80 minutes?
70
minutes.
I feel like you're rushing me off a base street.
I think we need to go one more block. What you think?
I don't think we should go one more block. So. You have to remember that our back line, them fellas in the back, that pressure on them. They have to continuously play.
The whole product diminishes tremendously. Is it going to go down?
The minute you get to Gucci, the minute you get to Gucci,
the dance break off running, the whole music line just get break down.
And then you build.
You know what we need to do? At East Street, you divert the lead costumes up East Street to come on East Street on Shirley Street and let the group go around to Elizabeth Avenue.
You mean the
lead dance? You send them through there.
By the police? By the Central Police Station?
By Central Police Station. Rather than them got to go way around the rest area and come around.
Yeah, but if you send them through Central Police Station, they can pass. You got to turn the costume kitty corner. There's no way for you to pass. Don't forget that entryway is extremely narrow.
You think that's too small?
I mean, when you saw what we brought to Bay Street for New Year's, the piece that Tones brought, there's no way that could get to there.
You got a cycle the line.
You couldn't get that.
That was a masterpiece.
You couldn't get it past.
But we can throw some rocks. They said I'm in pace, man.
It's Sunday, and I really,
I just very
I'm on a run. You're trying to provoke me.
No, man, but Kenny, man, it's just double rock, you know. You come here to get your head rock off. My costume ain't man pace, man. That big nice costume, man.
Can we stick to the question? Read the rules. Read the rules.
What the rules say?
Read the rules.
What the rules say?
The percentage has to be based in.
How much percentage on that costume is based?
The percentage what needed to be done.
If the percentage what needed to be based on that costume is going to be enhanced,
That's what you
As a
think?
Junkanoo, that costume would have been hands down.
In terms of construction, only that costume needed was spray paper.
That's all.
Well, I
Only
mean,
that
I don't
thing.
know how you could constitute that when at the end of the day, the people who were supposed to be judging the parade was already in the room eating chicken sauce and bread.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's the man.
how does that happen?
What time this was they eating chicken and bread?
By 4 o'clock, they was already eating chicken sauce and bread. And
So
we come with the
Junkanoo
gate
was over
first.
then?
You might as well say we came with the gate first because the group who was supposed to go before us never showed up.
Which one was that? I just want to remind me. I can't
I
remember.
can't remember.
Oh, Roots didn't show up.
Oh,
Roots.
Makers.
Oh, the makers. Sorry, the makers. That's another thing. Okay, Kenny. What we
I
do?
still didn't answer. You finished the JCMP question? Okay, go ahead. Next
no,
question.
man. Let him finish
I'm
that.
sorry,
Finish
JCMP.
that.
Go JCMP.
I finished with JCMP. That's what I would do to
That's
change
what
it.
you'll do.
Okay.
I do
What?
5 things ultimately. Go ahead.
As the chairman of JCNP, what would you do with these groups that don't show up to Bay Street,
And get that little thing.
or they come with a poor product? And
What constitutes a poor product in your mind?
A
Because
poor
what
product-
what they bring that may be good to them.
No, but
okay,
a
a poor product is if
you're up to standard.
you don't meet the qualification for
Okay,
numbers, you don't meet the qualification for dancers, you don't meet the
Costume.
qualification for costume, you don't meet the qualification for anything. That constitutes bringing a poor quality product to Bay Street.
Okay, so you have categories for the parade, right?
Yeah.
A, B, C, D.
And half.
Yeah, one go, baby. One go.
I ain't getting that because I know this question is I'm messing around with that F category today. What I'm saying to you is that that be the case, then move the makers to a different section.
That's all I was telling people. Put them as
Should
lead or
protocol,
something.
should protocol also be demoted?
If? Yes,
Yeah,
protocol only holding up the parade.
Like, yeah.
Protocol only hold protocol and makers.
Yeah.
Listen, but I must say
They have their place.
the makers, but the
have
makers are
contributed tremendously.
underappreciated. The makers are underappreciated.
Yes, they are.
I think if let's just say if you move the makers name, you move the label of the makers and you put the Valley Boys on the makers,
Yeah.
would they be treated the same way?
No.
And if the makers had better builders or if the makers had builders,
If the makers had a sponsor, they had money, I think they'd be a good better product.
I mean we failed to give the makers the respect that they deserved. When Sammy was they brought
Without the makers,
there'd be no brass.
Well, it might be brass now, but it would be in foil along
Well,
the
you know
line.
that brass which y'all had out there tonight because that was garbage.
I wasn't in there.
That was garbage. Well, let me tell
I'm
you.
not affiliated with any
Well,
group.
Well, you know the draft, y'all, because y'all mentioned the draft,
Oh,
right?
let's get in that.
Y'all
Century-
mentioned the
century
draft,
one,
right?
century
Y'all
one
mentioned
now.
the draft. In order for you to have good music,
Uh-huh.
it's like making love. You need chemistry.
Good.
Y'all missing that sweet boy.
Continuity.
You need
That's exactly what
you need some
relationship?
you need that. You need some diversity for your group. And the Valley Boys,
I gotta look at that
y'all ain't ready. Y'all are plenty brass.
Yeah.
I've seen online now people saying the Valley Boys or the Golden State Warriors of Junkanoo. Be careful. Be careful. The
See
season
that?
is early.
Anyway,
Be careful.
since you
Yeah,
done start throwing rocks, what's going on in the Saxons now?
But y'all gonna know. Y'all do like y'all like people's business.
Is Anna Gibson is the real leader of the Saxons, huh?
We have a chairman and his name is Mr. Toby Austin.
My action with Anna Gibson,
I
I
cannot
asked nothing but Toby
I
Austin.
cannot
Now.
speak.
Don't try rock me up and
She
don't
has
get
a
rock
Saxon hat on her
up
mouth.
Don't try rock up
There's
me
some
and
big
me.
cabin balloon up in your head, right?
Don't try rock me up. Don't try rock me up and don't tell me nothing now, man.
Arthur
I
Gibson
think I
of
saw.
AG Electric, is
Yes,
that the very
yes,
same?
yes.
Where did you get this information?
Man, I asking you, man. Let's be in a.
I
Let's come
can't-
to. Let's come to.
We
Let's
asked
come
the
to.
question.
I-
Let's come to the. Let's come to double rock and box. Say Anna
Arthur
Gibson.
Gibson.
Yes.
Arthur Gibson
Yeah.
is a founding member of the Shell Science.
Yeah. I asked him what
Like
he
your
is.
daddy.
My one good daddy.
Is that daddy coming back?
Hey,
My father's there. My father missed one parade when my mommy had the stroke.
hey,
My daddy is never
I
left
only
the
asked-
Saxons. Now if he leave,
you going?
Oh.
You going?
They can't afford that.
if
You
my
going?
daddy goes
Yeah,
like me,
yeah.
is water wet?
You going then?
I going.
Where you going?
I can't say. I don't know if anybody wants. I don't know. Do they need me?
Where you going? Where you going?
I can
If
sit
your
on-
daddy
I
going?
can sit on the blocks.
Yeah, man. What block? Who block?
I can sit.
Wally block, Genesis block,
I
Wally
can't.
block.
I can't sit.
Block.
I can't sit in the bleachers.
No, man.
No, not you.
Not you, but
Kevin,
no young
you
girl
know-
sit on the blue.
No, we
No
see
young
them
girl.
jumping through that line a while ago on that video.
Yeah.
Which line?
We was watching earlier, the Saxons coming through.
You know we had a
You
meet-
need a costume.
We had a meeting the
You
other
need a
day.
Hey,
costume.
but you still ain't answer my one question. Is Aaron Gibson the leader of the Shell Saxon
I
Superstars?
said he is a founding
No,
member.
man, I asked him to answer that question.
I cannot speak to that at this
yes
time.
or no, yes or no?
You have to wait for the press conference.
So-
The press conference. So,
Are we
so
getting
since we
press
get a
conference?
since we get a press conference, that mean I confirm. You just confirm it. Aaron Gibson is the leader of the Shell Saxon.
Mr. Toby Austin has returned as chairman of the Shell Saxon Superstars.
So would you say the Shell Saxon Superstars are back to the road of glory? The glory days.
Make Saxons great again.
Make all that.
So they-
I like that line. I like that.
Great again? Are
Great
you
again.
trying to use Donald Trump line? They niggas trying to show Donald Trump out. No, but you won't use that line.
Make Saxons great
Great again,
again.
then. So
Under my father, we had 5 best music. I say 5, not 1. I
Five.
say 5. When you coming back? You petty.
No, man.
You petty.
Man, you say this 5. I asked you when last year. I
You
been best
petty, you
music.
petty, you
Ah,
petty.
man,
What
Let's
constitutes
call it double
what
rock.
is best music to you?
Best music is Judgment Surround Sound.
Not that foolishness with the valleys bringing, because all you sound like is a whole bunch of bass.
Yeah, man, but you still didn't answer my question.
What
I
was
said
your question?
when last the Saxon.
Long time.
Hey, man, see this? This
Yes,
is
man, man.
don't come on, rock up and try, rock up the whole thing.
I
You just
said
expect to
we
get rock
ain't
up.
been for a little while, but we come in. Saxons come in.
Best music or
Stay
best
tuned.
parade? Overall parade.
Kevin, stick with the
That's
question.
Kenny Baby awesome. That's Kenny Baby in the studio awesome. Don't worry about that.
Tell,
She get
tell
rock up
Maki,
too.
tell Maki mine he baby.
Wait, Maki, happy Father's Day. Yeah,
Happy Father's Day,
Kenny,
Maki.
boy, she right up. You
Oh
get
yeah,
rock right up.
congratulations, bro.
Maki should be in the church with this slick hair.
Maki, that not baby.
He said
Ma-
that's real here.
Ma-
That's real here.
Maki lied. I know that's just for me.
But Maki, baby that reached and you ain't bring the tin stuff up here yet?
Maki
Yeah,
petty.
baby.
Yeah, war, baby boy.
Maybe a reset.
Maki petty.
See now, Maki got problem, cause you know, mommy is Valley and Maki is Hawk now. And you know where the baby gang.
You believe Maki is a war hawk? You really believe Maki is Genesis?
Kenny, you
That's for
hear
money.
me?
Yeah, you believe Maki?
That's why I call Maki them.
You are Maki? Please. Anyway, back to the original question. What you was asking me,
Yeah.
Kevin? Okay. So I would like to go eat with my daddy.
No, why your daddy can he tell everybody you was some little Junkanoo business. He fear dad got you made no junk Saxon business this morning.
Saxon superstar business. Your church service and all. You all love me here, man.
Yeah, man. Let them know.
Check your stuff on okay?
Yes.
You missing the rush hour?
Well, you
So
know,
who the leader and the chairman can be
The
up?
chairman is there
The
because we
leader
have
can
the
be up.
chairman's
The leader
church.
can be up.
The chairman will be there. It's exactly about this.
I asked him the leader can be there,
I
man.
cannot speak to that this
Right,
time.
that's what
Make
makes
Saxons great again.
We really would appreciate you being there, Kenny, especially how the Saxons are having the church service right
Nah.
At this present time. Well, I'm
Wow.
I mean, I appreciate
Hey, you
that.
marking it out for
Listen,
Saxon today, boy.
listen, it doesn't
You
get
hey, you
any
waking out
better.
and Marky is waiting for walks. Yeah, real talk, you waking out and walk. But they need to give you a little stipend now.
They need to give me a little blind.
You need to
At
give a
least
little
for
blind
gas.
right now,
At
but-
least, at the very least.
They need to get a little blind right now because she has been promoting them to the highest powers today. But
The
you
draft,
gotta-
the draft, the
Yeah,
draft,
let's
the
get the
draft,
draft.
the draft.
Let's get the
I will
draft.
talk about the fight, then the draft.
The fight?
Fight.
What's going on in the fight?
Do you have any information?
Anyway, since we done had the little information we give, we done give our little information. What
I heard there was a
information?
fight at one
Exclusive.
family. I heard there was a fight at one family practice, right?
Uh-huh.
Or a little tussle.
Yeah.
And then after that, y'all had but 40 brass members.
Uh-huh.
No, there's some reservations on WhatsApp and what's not.
Uh-huh.
And then y'all had like 40 different brass members
Uh-huh.
that came to the valley.
The thing called
it was
940,
very,
940.
it was very, very noticeable at the
practice going.
at the practice.
Yeah.
And
Seemed
not only
like
that,
everybody was in the
It
practice.
was very, very noticeable at Labor Day because you
Yeah.
only had one family had no trumpet section, but that music was singing.
They was singing it.
37 members?
37 members, 37.
37.
But I digress. One family music was still dinging.
Still banging. You're jumping and then.
Well, you know, I always family music the
They
rhythm
still-
will get you.
I see where you gang when your daddy leave it out.
Closet
You
family,
see,
you know.
yeah, you
Long
see that she
time.
gang when her
Long
daddy
time.
go? She said when her daddy go, she
Long
go.
Then
She
daddy
gang
go,
the
and
family.
daddy leave the Saxons.
You go on the
I
family.
there with colors.
Man, don't try us today, man. Anyway, speaking of colors, what's going on with colors?
I hear it split too.
That's what I trying to
What's
say.
going on?
I ain't, boy, I ain't. We trying to get
We gotta get some
now,
information now, but it's tight-lipped. I'm saying.
But nobody's keep a secret better than the Valley because y'all have all kind of internal issues, but y'all keep your secrets good.
I can't.
You want the money, Kevin?
Where the money gone?
The money bike share, no, that's what I hear.
You need the money?
It ain't trickling down the paparazzi.
I need a little thing.
Sound like Kennedy has an exclusive
Yeah,
breaking
Kennedy's
news.
working on the Slack.
What
The
you know
insider.
about the Valley?
MSKC.
What they saying?
Well, they say y'all having some money issues.
Oh, they want the money gone?
Where the money?
A little Bobby.
Where the money? Only 10 people are here getting the money from your group.
Again?
It ain't paparazzi. I know talk last
I
night.
had no Bob dog. I weekend when I had mine.
Why can he talk it?
That's what I heard.
Talk it good.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so let's break down.
That's all I heard. I would know what happened with y'all music. Y'all believe y'all get them 37 people. Y'all.
This double rock. This double rock.
Speaking of double rock, did you hear?
We need to invite you and Mr. Brennan there so you could ask him these questions.
Listen, Michael is a prodigal and Michael don't know nothing but the Valley. Michael don't know nothing but the Valley.
Better blow me down.
All right.
Blow me down. Mark, you said the money going to.
You heard it first, right here, live.
Michael Brennan is a prodigal. Michael don't know nothing more than the Valley.
That's okay.
Michael ain't ready for me. Michael just a plenty of anyhow. I believe that.
Ross the
I
God.
believe that.
Only on double rock, friends.
Yeah, rock up.
But one family music.
Bang it.
Everybody said you was one warriors on the Slack. You was a warrior.
Man, I know words on the slick.
You was a warrior on the
I
Slack.
like the music.
You was a warrior
What
on
they
the
can do
Slack.
with me? What they can do? I like the music. What they
Then
can
the
do?
Saxons, you gave into the warriors, man.
But
Don't
when
be trying to sugarcoat it and with the war.
if the Saxons or one family get the music, I'm mad. That's still going over East Street Hill. If
So-
Genesis
so-
get it, that's still going East Street.
I've heard you mention that a number of times.
They're my people.
So East. What is this? What is so particular about East Street Hill? You.
That's where
That's
that's
what
on Devil Street. Read Masons edition
That's where Junkanoo.
by the highways and byways.
That is the Junkanoo Highway.
Right there, we're there in Centerville.
So let's move to parade East Street. What with that?
No man, we can't move it. Listen, the average person cannot afford a $60 Junkanoo seat ticket.
That's why I say move
Our
to East
people,
Street.
That's what we-
coming over the hill, we bringing the whole of Mason.
See, that's Kenny. That's a discussion. One second.
This is where me and Kenny always buck heads.
Yeah.
I'm interested in your conversation, Kevin. You can't hold Junkanoo up Bay Street.
All right, let me just say
Kenny,
it.
you
need that.
Let me just say it and say it, and then you can say what you want to say, okay?
All right, I'm
Hear what
sorry.
I
I'm
say.
sorry.
The people them who move off Bay Street, gone down that port now, they say they want 13 acres, they want the rest of the land. I say this to them. I say, we trade you the 13 acres you want for one of them spots you live on Bay Street. Let's put one little village there where you can actually put a museum. And
That's where it
actually-
comes the pedestrian only. You have a cultural village there.
Exactly, and then you can produce costumes there, and actually when you parade over, you go right back in there, and your costume could be on display, and you charge a little $5, little $3, like you say, and then we can put a little practice little session inside, a little sport in the middle, and have a little daytime show and aftertime show, and
You
get
can't
the
have no
restaurant going
sport.
on.
You cannot have Junkanoo music in an enclosed environment. That is the
I
same.
never said it
Okay,
close, you know. I
sorry,
said we
go
want.
ahead.
Okay, let's say we get that tropical spot. Now they want 13 acres. We just trade up for that tropical spot when they're sitting there doing that with the yacht in the background.
I
You
have
know
no
what I
issue
mean?
with that. I have no issue with that. I have no issue with
So,
that.
Mr. Diagula, you say you want to do something with East Street, North?
Let's deal
And they
with
want
that.
13 acres?
Let's wake something
I
out
have
of
no
this.
issue with that.
like
You
you're
have
saying,
to have
swap.
something on the table. You have to have something on the table. You can't just say, oh, well, move it and don't propose nothing to replace it. If you move Junkanoo, answer me this question.
Think tank come in.
Think tank is garbage.
No, before we get into
You know you're about think tank.
before we get into
you
think
call it
tank, what?
garbage and you're going to
Garbage.
we had a discussion about this last week, no, week before last, in terms of ticket prices, right? And they charging VAT on ticket prices.
I
And the
think
Junkanoo is why you gotta be paying VAT. They
I don't
watch
think it's fair.
Junkanoo.
I don't think
Man,
that
that's
is fair.
garbage,
I
man.
don't think that is fair.
Kenny, now that we have a prime minister, not this,
A Bella,
a Junkanoo,
Saxon.
a
I
Saxon.
hear Saxon and proposing to win this morning since they get since Dr. Prime Minister, Ministers,
What is our new Junkanoo prime minister?
Kenny, you know that ain't gonna wait though.
Proposing to
What ain't
Junkanoo.
Because he's the prime minister, you think he getting a blind? Ain't no blind coming on
How
my
much
street
lies
like
the
that.
Valley get when Perry was in charge?
Get y'all that rock right off, but
Y'all
you
ain't
out here playing.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
Ain't got no
The
free
Valley
blind,
boys brought the Statue of Liberty to Bay Street painted with white paint and two big
Eyebrow.
blue eyebrow on an electric tape. And you serious on
Hey,
this
the
road?
thing called concept, you know. That's how you see art. You see what I'm saying?
Garbage. garbage.
Hey, you look at.
The valley is garbage.
What that is? That's
You're talking about the most wins.
That's a
You know you get the most wins.
That's a bean
You know you
from
get the most.
Picasso.
You know you get the most wins. You know you get the most wins on Bay Street.
You ever
The
seen them
valley
beans?
boys paid for those wins. Y'all is garbage, from boy.
Hey, you ever see them beans from
What is
Picasso?
garbage?
They look like garbage, mate.
Garbage.
How much money they weigh?
50.
See, that's my point exactly. The
50.
garbage like the valley look like garbage.
But
but
I want
much
y'all
they
to know the valley boys is garbage.
Again? So what does that
Garbage juice. Y'all is
Y'all
garbage
is the garbage
juice.
truck, eh?
He's a garbage truck. But y'all is garbage juice. I let you know now.
Boy, getting rough for new boy. We
Garbage
ain't even
juice.
playing this morning. We getting rock up central now. Boy, we gotta get this back on track now because we getting seriously.
We back to the music. One family. That beat, but they brought out Rico them with that beat.
That's why we
That's
name
nasty.
that double rocking.
I don't know what it
I
is.
haven't heard it.
But I did record it. And I took
Is
it
it-
back.
is it-
I recorded. I took it back to the camp.
Is it similar
You
to
take it back
like
to the
I took it to the
camp.
camp.
You gotta get the socks to do something.
I try
Colors
it.
bring out like that boom 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 like your whole
Then,
inside feel.
and then they stop, and then there's a couple of them in this circle, and then they go and the
Hey,
tom
let
toms.
me ask a question. They ain't started on the drum this time.
No.
Don't go fool with that.
No.
If you're harding on your drum,
No.
you ain't no music coming out.
They get your butt right
No,
away.
they
That's a
didn't do
reminder.
that. They didn't
Okay.
do that. But it was a different beat, and I heard it, and then I was threatened on the parade by one family member.
Why?
Fire!
Why?
What you trying to do?
Fire
He put
say!
his drum on you
Fire
and
say!
Off with your
off with. Oh,
I
okay.
say fire, it's me!
Huh? Hey, all them no personal
We
Fire
know.
say, fire say, Kenny. I say, hey. Fire say, I say fire.
But you know what I find about one family when they lose members? Their music get better. It's like
Look,
the guys know that they have to beat hard. Ain't no drum carriers inside one
But have
family.
you ever heard?
Remind me of
Ain't no
remind me
day
of
off as a belly in one family. You have no day
That
off.
remind me of colors.
The
The
ring
smaller
ya-
you group
the
is,
sweeter it is,
the
the
sweeter
sweeter
the
it is.
sound.
Agreed.
Then you get a louder sound to it. So though you smaller, you see a bigger group give you a. I mean
You got all them totas, man.
No man, you get a different sound from a bigger group, but an average sound like family and colors, you get some
But
sort of music.
could I tell you when it comes up to the overall feeling of music now?
Uh-huh.
When the saxons play that music, you get that sweet rhythm, like that's the rhythm which you get like in your spine, like you
when
feel
last you hear that music?
every time I play my CD.
Say every time you play a CD.
When the sax
Say every time you play a CD.
That's it. I have my sax's music in my car. My baby saying, "Mommy's playing the music."
Not from what year?
That from y'all just said. The Saxons have a sweet rhythm, like it's a funk. It like they play with love.
Yeah.
But you know what's the beautiful thing about Junkanoo, Kenny? Every group has their own particular rhythm and
The
sound.
value of the rhythm, y'all don't play with no love, Kevin. Kevin, I can honestly tell you, and I love music.
I love it, love it.
Kevin,
Really
Kevin,
love it.
I love
Love
music.
it.
Kevin, I love
So
music.
you hear Saw Love New Year's?
I gotta remember what you had for dinner
Not
next
last New Year's before you hear Saw Love. But they had to do it jumping on the tree by Shirley Street when they
Because
went
if
to Saw
the
Love.
tree ain't shaking, you're doing nothing.
But those are jumping on the tree. They wasn't shaking it. They can even soul on the tree where they're shaking so much.
I don't feel that love
Uh-huh.
when the Valley Boys play the music. When one family play that music, when the Saxons play the music, you feel that.
I tell you, it's a family
you
on
feel
the
it.
sled.
But I'm telling you,
Let me ask
even
you
the makers of better music,
Let
the
me ask you a
makers of
question.
music make this music sweet.
That's how I feel when Genesis come now.
Man, let's say when Genesis come down, I say that's the Saxons all over again. That's Saxons.
Like I said, that's Saxon.
40%.
But actually, see the drop.
40%.
That's Saxon Genesis now. Not
2.0.
just Saxon one family.
2.0.
Yeah.
2.0. 2.0. You have to believe it like Genesis music. Genesis is really.
You know, Genesis had a golden opportunity. They had an opportunity to really check out everybody's music because Genesis really is a group based on all Junkanoo groups. You know, it's not. I mean,
you hear that Bella line? Have you heard that Bella line of
Okay,
Genesis?
Genesis, Saxon, Bella line. You feel better now?
I just saying that they ready.
Yeah.
But y'all,
You know what I don't like
y'all
about
with
them?
them 40 people,
You know
but
what I-
37 people y'all just get.
You know what I don't
y'all
like?
still ain't ready.
I'm not a fan of those, them conking bells.
You want a couple of them?
I don't wear one of them.
You want a couple of them?
Y'all keep
Flat
them.
boys.
I know you
Y'all
want a
keep
couple
them.
of them, you know.
They
We
hitting
ain't need
bass.
them. We don't need them.
You want a couple of
The
them?
Saxons don't need no extra people. We don't need no extra
How much
musicians.
people you get now?
We have 6, we can keep our
How much
6.
people you get now?
We have our 6. We
But
don't
I'm
need y'all. We don't need
years
them.
now, but I ain't a little wild man. Give me
We
a
5,000 strong.
5,000 strong.
Easy.
And how many
How many people y'all important?
We only need 500 on Bay
The boat
Street.
coming from China with them, eh?
Listen, we don't play. These Chinese, we don't play.
Folks, we're done with the show. We want to appreciate all you all for tuning in. called buckets. Oh, I was talking about the bells. The bell. I'm not a fan of those bells. So,
What them big Saturday?
But they have them in the back. They're not in the front.
What you think guys ring?
Well, air on the side. Isn't air's the first man you see on the left hand
I
side?
want to hear that. Shika-dicka.
Well, go
Come
by the valley. Come by the valley.
No, Bobby, all of them luggers.
Go, well, your music sound bad. No matter what y'all play, your sound bad. You never even know
I
what y'all
represent
playing.
all Junkanoo groups.
Well, I don't represent
Can't even
Valley.
the Saxon rolling over Brockers.
So
Cause some people tell me y'all ain't get no group that's why Brockers
Who
say
is some people is
I
tell these people who say that to mind their business.
I only tell you what
We ask people to coach.
people is doing it and people is sending us inbox message after the show, you know.
These people are cowards.
We can't tell our followers they cowards, man, if they want to send us message inbox, man. They want to send us message inbox and they
What
want.
Lamont Basin say about me? What did he say? And what Keisha say? What up, big huh? What Keisha say?
They trying to get off on you.
Look here, they talking with me.
Yeah. You can read them, man. You can read them, and they get off on
Anyway,
you.
family gonna saw your head off any of them.
I tell you, it's a closet family.
We coming on the gate fifth.
You are coming on the gate fifth?
We got boys y'all open.
Family.
No family Saxons coming on the gate fifth.
Speaking of number picking, what do you think about the overall number picking where the group that wins actually get rewarded by what's left in the bag?
I think that's fair.
How is that fair?
I think that's fair. If I win the parade, give me some leverage. You'll only give me a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
Let me have that black.
So by what's left in the bag is being fair?
Yeah, whatever.
You wouldn't want
to pick number one.
You wouldn't want
You know what? I would rather the group that came last than get number one.
What group come last?
No, I just saying any group that come
Because
last
the
on
group
a
that came
box.
last would be them.
Yeah.
Would be y'all.
Yeah, but
Because y'all
no.
lost the parade.
No, listen to me, man.
I know you're trying to be slick.
I'm just trying to be slick. I'm trying to be really.
Well, I
If
agree.
you come last, you shouldn't be able to pick out a bag with everybody else.
I agree.
You should get first.
I agree.
So,
but you can't get
so highlight yourself.
But clearly somebody wicked voodoo when it comes to picking numbers because last year we get one and the Valley get two. The
And
year
then the
before we
Valley
get two
get
and then
one.
we get one. So clearly somebody have voodoo on the box.
So only the one in the Saxon getting one.
And they who Brennan says the big boys.
Nice.
Mike from Prodigal. He even ain't an original group member.
Hey, when the Jockey Bar Prodigal is get some good numbers,
Between Prodigal and Makers.
When it's get the best numbers in
They
the bag.
don't even have the amount of numbers to represent a group. But they pick the number.
They have the best numbers behind.
God be the glory.
Oh,
This is
man.
powerful.
This is a beautiful show.
Well, I gotta lie, but I think, hey, don't let me go wait there, don't run somebody.
They can handle me. You think they can handle all us together?
Alright, that'll be a Ryan Rockham Central Land.
Tourism is a wonderful place. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a melting pot of imagination, and
Yeah.
it gives us ways to do things differently. And I would hope that with this new administration,
Yeah.
that they give the younger or the millennials an opportunity to not so much sell the islands of the Bahamas, because a lot of times we mix up service with servitude. We are a service industry country.
You know what I want to see though? I know the tourism gonna do it right, but I want to see, let's do some more domestic Junkanoo, man.
Well,
You know, if we
you
can
have to
send-
have proper music. You have to have proper artisans.
No, I talking about man, we get some Junkanoo's group to go to a family island, a different family island every holiday or every month or something, every quarter or something to boost our family. You know, Junkanoo's an economic boost anywhere we go. Junkanoo's.
And that's why we have done Gombe Summer Festival in the islands as opposed to having it so Nassau centric.
Right.
If you spread out the wealth, people will come. You create a different experience in each
What
island.
I saying is, you can't say, we ain't got to say one group. Say you say, baby, look, y'all. This holiday we gonna send the Saxon down to make one up. The holiday we send one family down.
Why you have to send us to make one up?
No. I mean, I just throw Exuma. Say you send y'all Exuma. Send y'all go to make one up.
Right.
They send the Valley boys to Auckland or something, right? But you know the kind of generation. Say y'all can pay for 50 people, right? That's where the trick coming. They can pay for 50 people to get there, host 50 people. You know what can happen? If the Valley boys or the Saxons can these places, they say they only carry 50 people, they only carry 50 people. Because when the people who ain't get picked, we won't go do. So you get an extra 100. You get an extra 100 people get end up on that trip. When the paid for, they want
But
to
let me
get
ask you
all kind of
something.
thing.
When people speak, the Ministry of Tourism is a non-profit entity.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you realize that we need sponsorship from the private
what I-
sector?
that's
You
what I
have
mean.
to incorporate the private sector.
That's
You
what I
give up
mean.
offshore banking. PTC cannot just be the go-to, the cash cow for
Yeah.
every single event.
Uh-huh.
Well, it seems like BDC, well, we have a golden opportunity between BDC and the New Telephone Company. I mean,
Alive?
Alive, but.
we have
You're
a
not
golden-
living until you're
But
alive.
I
There's
get
a golden opportunity,
we need to get a live
Competition.
award to get so we can get some March creaming from them for do our show.
You
You
better
know.
call Miss Sawyer.
Who's Miss Sawyer?
Miss Sawyer is the lady that's in charge.
Hey, write that down. We got to call Miss Sawyer alive. We need to get linked up because we need to be blinging. We need to be alive when we do double rock.
I agree.
You know what I mean? When we go on the road alive, we need to be alive. You see what I'm saying? So thanks to alive. You see what I'm saying?
Thanks
But
for coming.
let's judgment. We getting ready to wrap up. So let's
So I
just.
could go, but I could go now?
No, not yet, man.
My daddy waiting on me.
We understand.
Tell your daddy the Saxon coming last month. So let him know that now the Saxon coming last.
Just give us
But
a little wrap
anyway,
up on the summer festival.
we can wrap up on the summer festival. Then tell your daddy the Saxon coming twice and make you feel
I'm
good.
going to end with that beautiful, welcome to the islands.
Welcome to the islands of the Bahamas.
When the boy name was being a pirate suit by the airport, man.
I have no idea.
You know the boy
Pirate suit.
doing the
What, a pirate?
Yeah.
No, he's by smugglers.
No, but when I come in the other day, he's down to the
He
airport.
must be was going away.
No man, he's dressed up in the old, he's in the attire right there by the police, mate.
I don't
You know the
know.
police is at the airport like that.
Yes, and then we have a drummer there as well.
No, but he is there. That's what
I
you
don't
say.
know why he's there. I don't
You
know.
might be employed recently.
I don't know
though.
why he's there.
Yeah, I didn't be getting off of the Tuesdays, be getting right off of them.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's wrap up with the summer festival vibe.
Again?
You get the week's breakdown and
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
worked. I have this in my head.
okay, let's let them know
Roll with
exactly
it.
what week, what day, what week missing and all that good stuff before we go.
We're going to miss the 8th, of course, because that is the weekend of the Independence celebration.
Thank God,
We
man.
start July 1st. We start with choreographed music, then overall, and then we have a
Give
final
them time,
night.
give them time. You know,
We
baby,
start
no
promptly
time.
at 7 p.m. The first group out of the gate, which of course would be the B category,
Okay.
they are starting promptly at 7
I'm
p.m.
going to cut you off. That's what I wanted to ask you. The B category is participating in this as well. So
Of
you
course.
only spoke of the A groups.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't ask.
Okay,
you didn't
so-
ask me to expound upon that.
I'm sorry. So
Okay.
can you in this wrap up expound on the B groups? So
The
groups,
B
they have
groups-
number picks as well, or
B category.
How many
and
big
How much
groups?
big groups?
There are 5 B groups, and
Okay.
all of the B groups will be there. Colors was there,
Redland
Congos,
Soldiers.
Redland Soldiers, and Redland Soldiers has an awesome community project. We speak about Genesis all the
Yeah.
time, but Redland Soldiers is a wonderful community project.
That's good, man.
You have Conquerors for Christ, and you have Congos. Foxhill Congos as well, so they are also going to be
Original Congos.
original Congos.
They'll beat you up, they'll beat you up. You call them Foxhill Congos.
Oh, so it's
That's the
original
whole group.
Congos.
I used to rush with Foxhill Congos.
Oh, okay. No,
That is
thank you.
original
I-
Congos. You gotta mix them up.
I appreciate that. Well, then
Yeah.
if we have another split from the Saxons, it'll be
The original Saxons and Mason Saxon.
And there you have it. And there you have it. But the B category, we start promptly at 7 p.m. and we kick off July 1st, which is a week from now. So it's going to be an absolutely fantastic celebration. We have all of the A and B category group members that are going to be there. We're looking forward to a fantastic expression of culture, love, and unity. We just want it to be a good parade. It's also family oriented, so you bring your mom, dad. We have beaches for you to sit out on. We also have culinary compliments, so you can come and get your fish, your conch
Kitty
salad.
section?
There's a kitty corner as well. And we're starting it a little bit later because we realize that the heat is mammoth.
Yeah.
So
what time does the festival itself
the
start?
festival itself starts at 4 p.m.
Okay.
And the Junkanoo proper starts at 7 p.m.
And it ends all at 12.
We can't say that it will end at 12 because if family come and they,
Break up the place.
and then if the Saxons come,
And then the Wally come and shut the place down, then that man current off. Anyway, before we go there, right?
Oh.
The drumming and bella competition, I asked Elaine to change that this year or still the same thing
no,
all
we're
this on
going
one
to have
day.
we're going to have the 3-man combo. We're also going to have the King and Queen competition. That's going to be extremely fierce. That's Mr. Otavio Gator. That's the last year's winner. He's for the Saxon Superstars.
Okay.
And Miss Jessica.
You know, it's an interesting thing. Not to cut you off, but you know, it's interesting that Rotavia Gator and the past winner are like best friends in Junkanoo for 2 different groups, compete in the same section, and I love that.
Kishlin and I are friends. Kishnin.
All y'all blonde hair close friends.
Kishnin and I are friends. We are friends.
Yes.
I mean, we friends.
Kenny, me and you friends.
No, I don't want to be a
You
friend.
think, hey, but you think I can get me one little boy like that? I used to get that like that. Let me
Well,
get my
see,
boy
you have
together.
to
Not for oxide.
This is BW2 and this is
W2,
40
what is
volume.
W2?
That's what the you can't
You
get. this.
going to say WD-40 or something,
You
man?
can't get this. And then you have to slick the sides down with the echo. You have to mold it.
Echo?
Echo.
Not the water echo it.
Kenny, we have a question there.
Yeah, I said it could be televised or stream or anything.
Junkanoo Summer Festival will be streamed and we'll also have a vlogger and a blogger on deck. Yes.
You
it
know,
will.
stream from where?
And Canoe will also be streaming live.
Tourism or
BTC and tourism.
And
BTC
Canoe will also be streaming live. Canoe Bar.
You
Oh, I thought you said carnival.
No, it's Carnival.
Carnival.
Junkanoo Bahamas.
That thing called new brand name.
It's a new
don't-
interactive.
I don't
But
wanna talk
see,
about
when we let Carnival, they automatically shut down. But it's basically covering both festivals.
Yeah.
Make sure you highlight Junkanoo.
We always like Junkanoo.
I want to
highlight.
highlight lights.
No,
Highlights.
like
you want the
that's
jump
what Junkanoo
part,
is. We
highlight
love,
it,
man.
everything
Just
is
highlight
separate.
Junkanoo.
I like
You
that.
could put
I like
a
that.
grave you like.
I love that. That sounds
Thanks.
good. That's a good
But
idea.
yes, it will be streamed live, and Junkanoo Summer Festival starts July 1st. And we want to say thank you to all of our groups and our leaders, our choreograph, our musicians, our artisans. We cannot do this without you.
Like,
How much money y'all giving each
We
group?
gave them more money. We gave us more money.
Anyway, like, I was gonna have a stall this year, but since friends like us open up that door a little bit.
Are you coming out? Are you? Who's gonna run the business of your?
Yeah, man, we can do a little shuffling and thing like you come in there because I got to do
After
one or
party
two
of
things.
friends and
Yeah,
us.
Or happy hour on Friday?
Like we have gas on Friday, you on Friday.
No, I can't.
This is gas.
That's gas.
It's green.
And that's alcoholic, right?
Everybody's come for the juice.
This is what it's called.
That's the pink lace.
Pink lace, and this one is
That's
called
the bluey,
the bluey.
and that's the diesel.
Diesel.
Oh, okay.
I can let you know now, Kenny, if the Wally drink this, music gone.
But y'all don't have no music.
Kenny, I can let you know in advance. Anytime I get a 5-gallon rest of red, the Wally run music and gone.
You can afford a run.
I-
The valley
I-
run with no
listen to me.
segments.
I ain't gonna say
Better come up
nothing
to
no more.
current, the valley out.
You
Y'all
said
don't even have no. Don't even have
Papa
no.
trying to get his music together. Wait.
Papa look like he's going to make another Father's Day. I can't do
Wait, on that note, we can wrap up double rock. Anyway, today, in the studio today, we get
Ms. Kevin Lee Campbell from the Ministry of Tourism. Also, the not personal, the PR director.
for the Sean Sox and the superstars.
That's the green
She said
socket.
she getting into the Warriors next year, so she'll be the
I
she
did
gonna
not.
be the
I
PR person
did
for the
not.
Warriors next year.
I did
I
not.
got my guest, my co-host, Junkanoo Paparazzi, myself, aka Top Class, my executive producer, Mr. Sean Cullimore, my producer, Mr. Silence, and we just brought you another solid edition of thing called Double Rock. You feel energy?
And
Boom, 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 boom. Sound like the body coming in.
Good night.
Oh, one family.
It's what here in the
That's
background.
what y'all been in the background. Say hi.
Hello.
Say hi. You shy?
Uh-oh.
Say welcome to Double Rock. Alright then. Yeah, the Double Rock family orientated too. So, like I say, get out there, eat your peas, no crab and rice for the fun.
Well, half of these people don't know daddy, so.
I don't eat crab and rice, so don't
So-
even come around me that kind of nonsense today. Anyway,
No crab and rice for you?
I just want a little bit of champagne and chill.
No game on today, eh?
No, but
So we can watch Real Housewives of Atlanta and stuff
Hey,
like
man,
that.
no nonsense, no lifetime, no nonsense. We can watch something and some dual survival or something and thing, man. Yeah, but like I say, thank you for tuning in the next solid episode of Double Rock. I ain't gonna be here next week. Papa can be here next week with Eco Host, cause my birthday come again this week.
Oh, my
Papa.
birthday next week too.
My birthday this week. Thing
Okay.
called Gone. I gone.
25th.
Anyway,
25th you
I'm
are.
23rd.
You cancer.
Yeah.
You all cancer people.
Decent people.
July 10th. So
Anyway.
I don't know your marriage on independence. That is amazing. That is truly amazing.
Anyway, I gotta say thank you all for tuning in, and we can see I can see y'all pop up, can see y'all next week.
Next week.
Boom! Thing called Double Rock.
Y'all need that on Bay Street. Your music is horrible.
Stop that, yo.